Hello YouTube. Today I'm going to talk to you about some organizational tips for keeping your Navage clean, dry, and safe. And I also want to show you the proper ways of cleaning and caring for your Navage nasal lavage system. So here I have some soapy water that has just a drop of Dawn dish soap in it. And after I've poured my saline solution into my unit and I'm ready to wash my sinuses out, I just automatically just go right on over to the faucet here and put some warm water in here with some soap. That way, when I'm ready to clean this little bugger, all I have to do is just drop everything right in. So, now as far as organization, I don't know about you guys, but I really don't like a lot of things sitting out on my counter. I tried to use this little setup in the bathroom, but I kept finding that I'm running back and forth with my measuring cup full of saline to put it in the microwave, and that kind of drove me crazy. So what I ended up doing was I made a little space in my bottom shelf here that's dedicated for, obviously for headache medicines, you know, things like that. But I have my saline, which if you watch my other videos, I will show you how to make these. I made 300 of them for $2. So take a look at that video. It saves a ton of money. You do not need to use Navage's saline pods. There's a hack that you can do with the switches inside this bugger. So take a look at that. So anyway, when I'm done using my Navage machine, I take it all apart, rinse it out, and I set it on this little paper towel in here, and it seems to work really, really well. And I can shut the door and I don't have to look at it all day. And then down here in the corner cabinet, I keep my distilled water, and it's out of sight. And that just works well for me. I don't like a lot of clutter, and that sort of thing just, I don't know, drives me crazy. So let's get down to cleaning. I've already used my Navage today, so I'm going to show you where we go from here so that you can be assured that you're not passing germs back and forth. In my household, we can't afford one for every person, which I'm sure most of you are like that. And so my husband and I share this one, which can be a problem. If he's, you know, catching a cold or, you know, picked up an infection somewhere, I really don't want to get it. I've got POTS, which is postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. If you'd like to learn more about that, you can go to dysautonomiainternational.org. There's also a video on my channel about that. But when I get sick, I get very, very sick. So that's also why I do this. So we really want to try and keep this very, very clean. And so the first place that I start is just taking this little bugger apart. I go ahead and just disassemble everything. And when you're taking this apart to clean, you always want to take these nose pillows off, because anywhere you have a connection like that, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it's wet in there and germs crawl and they love to hide. So you want to take those off every time. And I just drop them right in that soapy water. And if you can see, I hope you can see this in the video, there's a hole inside the big ring, and then of course there's a hole inside the small ring, and then these double ones. And you want to get those good and clean. So I drop that in there too. Give it a good zhuzh. Okay, and then we let those soak while we're going to take this apart. Okay, so in here is my used Navage solution. And we're going to go ahead and just pour that right out in the sink. And now I'm ready to start using some of this soapy water solution that I already have. So I'm going to pour some of that right into here. May as well use it. And I'm just going to swirl that around, get some on top, wash it. My hands are washed and clean, so I'm good to go as far as using them to clean this. And then I'm going to run some nice hot water. And I'll try and do this over here where you can see it. And just give it a good rinse. Now, when I shake the water out of this, I'm getting a good grip on it. I've got my hands all the way around it, and I like to put a finger or two over that edge because I can't think of anything worse than letting this thing go and having it break. And when your hands are wet, it's probably a pretty good chance that you're going to slip. So get a good grip on it, because that would be terrible. And then you want to let these air dry. So I'm going to put mine up in the cupboard on that nice little paper towel I set aside. And then I'm going to get this little bugger and do the same thing. I pour the soapy water over top, some down inside. And this one won't hold water as well, so I have to kind of turn it, get it real good in there. And that's good enough. Now these ones you want to be sure and get all the saline out of, because it'll turn to a white powder and that'll build up over time. And you don't want that. Again, get a good hold on it, shake it off, and throw it up on the paper towel. Okay, now let's go ahead and take these guys out. And they are nice and clean. I'm going to rinse them off. Nice hot water. You want to go in all the holes with nice hot water, and then flip it over and go the other way. Keep those germs on the run. Okay, that piece is done. And then to dry it, I'm going to keep them separate and keep the nose pillows to dry by themselves. Okay, they're nice and soapy. And flip those over as well. Make sure you get that underside of the nose pillows where there's a sharp crevice right here that you want to be sure you get underneath. Because, like I said, germs love to get in little places like that and hide. So, okay. Now, this part is a little trickier. Like I said, the saline solution gets in places and turns to a hard powdery substance over time. So there's a propensity to get up in these switches and cause them to stick, and we don't want that. Also, there's a pump right here that you don't want to have sticking or having any blockages. So when I rinse this, I'm going to be rinsing up under here, and I'm going to be touching the switches and moving them. There's another switch here that you want to switch and move and just jiggle around. And then when you're running water, you pull this up, and water will run right through that and come out here. And then I always run water right through there and run it out the back. And when you're doing this, you want to put your finger on this little Navage hack. This is the rim from the top of a saline pod that I took off, and this allows me to use this machine without the pod. If you want to see how to do that, I have the video on my channel. Just go look it up. It works beautifully. So, but you don't want that to go down your garbage disposal, so just put a finger on that when you're rinsing this out, because they disappear quickly on you, and then you'll have to buy pods to make it work. Okay, so let's rinse this out. You can run water up into there, tap the switches a couple times, get it good and clean. You don't have to worry about getting any part of this wet. It's perfectly waterproof. Okay, we're going to run water over that pump. Pull it up, and you can see water coming out the front. I hope you can see it. There's water coming right out the front. And we're going to run water in the front, coming out the back. And that's got it. Done deal. Okay. Carefully shake it off with a real good hand on it. You got to have a good grip or it's going to go flying. And now while it's drying in the air, just air drying, I go ahead and just close this lid. It can get to, the air can get to it underneath here, so it's fine. So we're good to go. Just put it up in the cupboard. And then I also rinse this out because it had saline in it. And that way that doesn't have any white powder growing in it either. And then that goes up there and it's ready for my next use. So I hope this helps you guys out. I love my Navage. I have found it to be absolutely one of the most helpful purchases I have ever made when it comes to my allergies. I used to have headaches, I'm going to say probably 4 times a week, that usually bloomed into migraines and all kinds of nasal drip. gooey eyes, sticky eyes, pressure in my ears, jaw pain, facial pain, you name it. And all of that is gone. I do my Navage twice a day, and I take Zyrtec twice a day along with it. I vowed this summer to beat my allergies, and I've done it. And I actually stopped doing my Navage for about 4 days to see if it was the Zyrtec or the Navage. It's definitely the Navage. I got instant headaches by the second day, and they didn't go away. And as soon as I started doing Navage again, guess what? Feeling much better. So good luck. I hope you guys enjoy this. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'm going to have tons and tons of videos, all kinds of helpful household tips, everything from art, fix-ups, to teaching your dog tricks. So we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.